Hi everyone, happy spring and Easter. So if you have a little bit of time and you want to stick around, I'm doing my spring Easter tour, so pour yourself a cup of coffee or your favorite drink. I'm just going to be showing just some really simple, basic, light decorations. I usually don't go too heavy during spring and Easter, but I still have an Easter bin that is MIA, so I did the best I could and did a few little dollar stops and added just a few little bits and pieces just to add some color and decoration to take me through spring and summer. Stay tuned and I'll share my video. Good morning everyone. Well, I thought today I could finally get to my home spring tour. So I'm starting out here on this very overcast day. But we're just going to kind of pretend that the sun is out. And here is the final result of my porch. There's the little white quilt stand that I chalk painted recently, and I grabbed this little geranium to put under my geranium sign that I had out in the garage. And I still need to paint this a rocker to give it a fresh coat. And this is the fern I purchased at Hobby Lobby with this cute little just kind of says farmhouse bucket on it, and that's the clawfoot piano stool that belonged to my grandpa. And this is just the glider, and I did pick up this rug that I really like. I was looking for one. I kind of wanted something that had just a little more color accent in it, and I thought it went really nice. And then I went ahead and recovered, as you can see, this little pillow that goes on my glider. I do kind of need to steam it a little, but hey, it's for outside. It was a tablecloth that I picked up on sale, and I just sewed it and made a new cover for outside because I had washed it and it just had seen better days, and I didn't want to have to buy a new seat. And this is just my little table that I have out back. And I moved the old rug over this way so it could catch some of the dirt from outside when it comes in. And this is just a little ladder that I have. I'm going to put a couple of little flowers in the little boots. And that's it for outside. I think I've showed this before. This little bell is a bell that belonged to my dad, and they had on their porch while I was growing up for many, many years. So it's just a little old bell, and I love it. So let's go ahead and go in. And as I said, this is just a really, I did just a little bit of springing up, not a lot. I'm still missing my spring decorations from my move. So when my husband comes home, we'll take a peek up in the attic and see if it's there. So I just kind of added a few little spring items on my Hoosier. I've showed this before. I think I have with it updated, but in case I haven't, I have that Farm Sweet Farm little tin and just some lavender looking little plants up there. And I just have my normal stuff that I keep on my Hoosier. And so what I did was I brought these little colored bowls to the front just to add that little bit of spring color. The rest is just pretty basic. And this is where I had my little Christmas tree, but that's just what I call my little wicker tree stand. Right there. Oh, I have a friend who wants to come in from outside. Can you say good morning? Can you say good morning? No, I know. You're wanting a treat, don't you? Of course, she'll go right to the treat door. She goes out, she does her thing, and this is that little white pot I showed you with the plant in it, and I just have it here resting on my counter in my sink. And these are throw rugs that I had, that I have in my kitchen, and it just adds that little bit of kind of that, picking up that teal color. It's kind of what I accented with. And, oh, I want to show you those too. They're those big gallon-sized mason jars. It says flour and sugar. I had a little accident with my flour lid. It fell and cracked and broke, and I just couldn't find a single lid without buying a new jar. So I went ahead and bought 2 new jars, and going to use the other jars for something else. Excuse me. Have to give the dog her treat. I picked these up on sale at Hobby Lobby, and I'm gonna have to order some new labels because I peeled these off of the old jars and they're not really gonna stick, and they look kind of bad, but I just thought those were really cute and kind of added a nice little touch. But I didn't do a whole lot of springing up in here. That was just some real basics, but I just kind of like to keep it light this way for to get me through spring and summer. And over here, yes, it is coffee time. This is just my little coffee bar that I have here, and it says coffee served fresh all day. I'm not so sure that's quite true, but coffee is always served. And this is just a little sign. 2 little separate pictures I picked up at, I think it was Dollar Tree or Big Lots, I'm not sure, but I just kind of added a little bit of jute to it and painted the frame, glued them, put them together, and I just think it kind of made a cute little art deco for the wall there. And I'm sorry, it's kind of dark in here. I'm going to turn some lights on. This is just a little eucalyptus ring that I purchased at Target just to add a little bit of greenery. And let me turn the lights on here. Can kind of see things just a little bit better. Oh, that's a little better. Ooh, that's a little bright there. This is a little table, kind of stand. I picked that up at Hobby Lobby. It's a couple of months ago. I needed something for this area to bring that lamp up to, and it was just perfect because it matches my long table that I have in the hallway, and also that little table over there next to the cranberry chair. But I just will kind of show you the fireplace. I didn't do a whole lot. I have another eucalyptus long greenery that I put up there with some lights. And then at the Target dollar spot, I picked up that pink little glass colander with just that little stem plant. And I thought, okay, that adds a little color there. This home sign I bought at Big Lots, and it was marked down on sale. I thought that was cute. I loved it. No, that was regular price. Sorry, because I just picked that up not too long ago. I had a vertical Christmas wood sign there, and I loved the way it looked and how it just kind of added what I wanted to see in that little corner there. And so when I saw that, I just got that maybe, I guess about 3 weeks ago. I thought, okay, that's perfect. I can keep that out. I like the way it looks, and I like that it says home. I picked up this little hanging egg strand here, little garland, and adds just a little bit of color there. And here is just my table that belonged to my mom and dad when I was growing up. I didn't, like I said, I didn't do a whole lot. Here I have some little sprigs of rosemary and lavender that are just, you know, artificial flowers, and I stuck them in that old wooden spool just to add just a wee bit of color there. And here I have just a little basket, little bunny, and I have these flowers already, so I just kind of grouped them in the basket, and I picked those pastel eggs up at the dollar spot at Target, along with this cute little bunny. It's just paper mache, and I was going to paint it, and I thought, no, I just love it. It looks so cute. So that's kind of that area there. And this table here, these are adorable. They're these Rae Dunn little, they're plastic tumblers, and I have another eucalyptus ring on this tin stand, and I just grouped the 4 together, and I put a striped napkin in there, and here I'm going to fill the rest. I ran out with this a fuzzy pastel kind of cotton that I found at Hobby Lobby, and I just thought I would fill those with some candy in the rest of the cups. And that's kind of what I'm using as my centerpiece. I know, nothing too fancy schmancy, but this is the wreath that I made after taking down my fall and Christmas wreaths. I had a little bit of this cream colored muslin left with just I had a roll of this darker muslin with these little pearls on it. Now, I needed 4 rolls for that size ring, and I had 3. And I wanted to use up the cream colored, and I thought that would look pretty for spring. And I love the way the wreaths look hanging on the mirror. So what I did was I used the 3 rolls, and then I added the darker muslin, and then I finally got it finished because I found the flowers that I wanted. I wanted something green, light, to represent spring and summer, and so I just got that finished, and I was real happy with that. So again, just a simple little sprucing up of spring, nothing major, but this is what I did. And this is my main hallway, and I added a few. I'll show you this here. Let me move that. This is my table that's in the hallway that matches the other 2 end tables that I have. And here I have, again, another wooden spool that I added some greens to, and just some springtime flowers that look really pretty. And a little bunny that I picked up at Target with that little, I think it's called lamb's ear. It's just a little round ring, and I set the bunny on it. A couple of little tulips, and I just kind of spruced up my little Crocs, my big Crocs. I added a kind of pinky quilt there that is a very special quilt, was made for me by a group of friends when I was living in Texas, and when we transferred to Illinois, they put together this beautiful quilt, and it has such pretty spring colors. And then of course I had to add this little bunny basket for my granddaughter, so that when she comes over, she can open an egg that has a little treat inside. And here is my wreath that I have hanging on the front door. And I didn't do anything new to it this year. I just took it out of the wrapper and hung it on the door, because sometimes I like to re-spruce them up. I made this several years ago when I was still living in Illinois, so I know it's going on its 4th year. So I probably next year will re-spruce it, but love it. Love the way it looks, and that's really kind of it for my spring tour. Oh, don't mind my little sewing machine mess right there. I'm taking it to the repair center. I was almost finished sewing the seat cover for my swing outside, my glider, and don't you know, the sewing machine just broke. But it's a Singer, and it's a good machine, and it is many years old, over 20, but it still works beautifully and does a lot of neat stuff, so it's very much worth the repair. And this is just some decos that I put out, that I keep out all spring and summer until I change it for the fall and winter. That white kind of wall shelf I purchased, oh gosh, at this neat little shop. I believe it was called The Gathering, when I was living in Illinois. And I do have a little collection of Longaberger baskets that I love to have around the house, and I'll use them like here just to put my little country lamp in, and I have an assortment of them hanging there. And I love baskets. I think they add a lot, and I know years ago that it was such a big craze, but I'm just kind of scanning my kitchen so I can show you. This pretty much is how I have it, you know, decorated. I don't do a lot of different changes there, but that's really it for my spring tour, guys. It's not that much that I don't do a whole lot. I just add a little bit of color and kind of keep it neutral so I can keep it out for the entire summer until we get to the fall. And now I do believe that this cup of coffee is calling me. So I hope you enjoyed. If you did, give it a thumbs up. And until next time, be kind, be humble, age gracefully, and enjoy your morning coffee. Bye. I'm wishing you a very blessed Easter. And I want to just thank you in advance. Hopefully, you're not going to be too critical. This is my first time filming with my camera, doing a video, and then downloading it and uploading it to YouTube. I still have a lot to do. I'm kind of shaky with it, but I'll get there sooner or later. I mean, after all, guys, I've almost had it for a year, but it just takes some time. Happy Easter, all.